Welcome to 5 Paragraph Podcast. We are going to be conducting a briefing on every single episode of the 5 Paragraph Podcast. 5 to 15 minutes long. The intention here is to get the point across and get you motivated and rolling throughout the day. Now, the 5 Paragraph Podcast, we're going to be rolling it out with a couple of different episodes in the next couple of weeks. Okay? And based upon how you're sharing, what you like, your interactions, some of the different leaders that we've got on the podcast, we're going to be kind of moving as far as the consistency is concerned and ramping up the consistency through shorter durations of time. It's based on you, the listener. It's based on you, the observer. It's what you want as a frequency that we're going to offer. All right, so I'm sitting here with my copy of the 5 Paragraph Business Plan, the action-oriented business management tool for leaders. This is a reference. This is a simple reference text, a go-to text that you have the ability to start from square one. A lot of us were never really given a square one to go back to, and that's exactly what 5 Paragraph Business Plan is. It's not protocol-based. It's not systems-based. The entire structure of the text is for you, the business owner, the organizational manager, the teacher, to be able to take the text and start from square one on your next problem, on your next task, on your next objective. So on each one of these podcasts, I'm going to be going through the 5 paragraphs found within the operations order, found within the 5 Paragraph Business Plan. What is this operations order, you might be wondering? 5 Paragraph Business Plan took the infrastructure, the operations order from the U.S. military. It's how we combine as forces on the battlefield from multiple different branches and work together as small unit leaders in order to accomplish a greater overall mission. So I've got my little master brief sheet here, and I can print these off for you, the business owner. If you ever call on us and say, hey, I'd love to meet, we're located in the greater Raleigh-Durham area of North Carolina. We typically work with business owners all across the country, all online. We can do it through a screen share. It's very simple. And we work through our plan, our template. We drink our own Kool-Aid around here, as they say. So I'm just going to quickly go through here. We've got the date time group on my briefing sheet here, the team, 5 Paragraph, the event, a podcast coordinator, myself, Michael J. Penny. Task organization, I'll be hosting the show in the longer duration. It's going to be raw. We're not doing a whole lot of editing on this. The reason for it is because we're looking to give you the full breadth of the conversation. So I am going to have interviews on here. They're going to be working in this same situation, mission execution, admin, logistics, command, and signal, the same 5 paragraphs, to be able to work through and explain to you their business as interviewees. And it's just to keep it super simple, super tight, give you a structure to go back to. So whenever you turn on the 5 Paragraph Podcast, you're going to have that same structure every time. That's why we're calling it a briefing. All right, so just like when I was downrange as a patrol leader, having served on multiple combat tours in both Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as an instructor in the United States Marine Corps, much like how we use the 5 Paragraph operations order in order to get things done, this is a briefing, right? So I, as the leader, as a young sergeant, having lived through 2 wars before the age of 25, had to learn, understand, and master how to deliver a 5 Paragraph operations order through oration to a group of people so that they would believe in this operation that they are swearing their lives to, and then square everybody away, take that patrol out on a mission, whatever the mission called for, whether it was to locate and move within enemy territory in order to observe, whether it's a reconnaissance mission, whatever it wound up calling for. So many different types of missions that you could wind up running, and the situation is always fluid. So again, the operations order are very simple square one to start from in organizing a plan for action pertaining to a given problem, preferably a very, very big problem. This is your square one for when all else fails. So same thing when I was out on patrol, working with a lot of these other Marines and Corpsmen who are out there, and really it's the team. It's them who's out on patrol. My greatest weapon as a Marine Corps infantryman was the radio. Communication on the battlefield is absolutely key. Without communication, we couldn't call for anybody to bring fire superiority. We couldn't call for anybody to bring casual evacuation. So communication is 100% the absolute need in order to be effective as a leader out in those stressful scenarios. And it applies the exact same in a modern business managerial scenario. Communication amongst the various ranks, from executive vision all the way to the personnel who are boots on the ground, all of that matters. All of those individual components are not necessarily working just within protocol. They're working within their scope of responsibility. It's bestowing responsibility to the lowest ranks in order to achieve mission success, debrief on the key points and factors that led to mission success, report on how they have mitigated any of those key factors of failure that they analyzed along the line, and then reviewing the overall plan plus the outside intelligence. So I'm going to provide this on a diagram coinciding with this episode. And it is the cycle of plan, act, debrief, report, review, and bringing in that outside intelligence or the outside consultation sometimes from different folks. We ourselves, not being consultants, we don't have the industry expertise in your given areas. We rely on the intelligence and research of others in order to help organize you, the executive, the manager, the director, the business leaders that are out there. So we provide executive vision and education to your managers, whether that's your, and I would say furthermore, it is education to your leaders that are out there. How to manage in a small unit leadership approach to any given business managerial operation. All right. So on a very, very simple context, this is your square one to be able to go to when all else fails. It's your square one to be able to go to organize the vision. It's the square one to be able to go to when you need to plan for another segment or department, another, let's call it expansion. And it is the same way that we handled mission sets when we were in the military. It is a very intuitive methodology for being able to organize your thoughts. So very simply put, I ran through it before: situation, mission, execution, admin, logistics, command, and signal. On my briefing here, I'll give you a quick down and dirty. I've got my sheet here. All right, so problem. We have a need for small business capitalism. All right, and small business capitalism is skilled labor, it's manufacturing, it's rural located businesses. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on, because we are sportsmen here at 5 Paragraph, we are outdoorsmen, we come, a lot of us, from an agricultural background. We are roughnecks by a lot of ways. We believe in stewardship in wildlife and rural areas. We like speculating, going out there, getting our hands dirty, seeing what we can do. There are a lot of states that are out there, to include North Carolina, that have assets on the balance sheet that could be upfit, that could be recycled by developers. We love speculating on those projects, going out there, checking out the structures. We employ the right people that's necessary to do that stuff. So we also work with, we call them friendlies, right? Friendly competition. That is adjacent units that are out there who can help bolster our mission and vice versa. One key adjacent unit that's out there is Heroes Media Group. You are listening to this podcast on Heroes Media Group. HMG is a podcast network of first responders, of police, fire, clergymen, paramedics, military veterans. Heroes Media Group gives a voice to those who serve. And that is the reason why we chose Heroes Media Group. That and the founder, Mr. Adam Bird, who runs the Decision Hour on HMG, is a fantastic individual and a fellow veteran. So I love working with you, Adam. Our mission here at the 5 Paragraph Podcast is to provide a voice to small business capitalists. All right, that is to say, the folks who are looking to grow through second stage in order to be able to compete inside of their state and beyond their state. All right, so it's growing a small business up and out in order to be able to compete. We're seeing a lot of different things happen out there in our economic environment. We have sanctions, we have other executive orders, we have other various things that are happening right now. Here in 2018, we're in August 28th, 2018 right now at the recording of this. It is a crazy midterm election cycle that we're looking to go into as far as November is concerned. So just a whole lot of interesting stuff that's happening out there. Again, we provide a square one with 5 paragraph business plan to be able to reassess, to be able to pivot, to be able to expand. It is your square one, and we can train this to anybody. We've trained teachers, elementary school teachers. We trained educators at the middle school level to be able to convey it across to children. We trained folks in the Department of Justice and the Department of Corrections. It's actually being used in the Ohio Rehabilitation and Corrections Department. So it's pretty amazing where we can go as far as 5 paragraph is concerned. On the business side of things, we've helped billion-dollar companies, but we've also helped companies get started. So again, our primary focus is in those second stage growth, expansion. They're looking to manage the chaos. Maybe they're speculating on new projects that they never even thought possible. They're looking to potentially secure some of that economic development money that's out there in different various scopes. We work with key personnel in a variety of different mediums, whether that's business, government, journalist, news outlet, all sorts of different stuff like that. Because 5 paragraph is so flexible, we can handle really any problem so long as you desire this managerial aspect, so long as you desire small unit leaders carrying out your delegated authority, then 5 paragraph is a good fit for you. So our podcast mission is providing a voice to small business, small unit leaders who are looking to expand through capitalist means. Our execution as far as the commander's intent, flat out, it's to end the idea of socialism. It doesn't work. Communism, socialism, none of that works. Capitalism works. A lot of people, they look at a monopolistic empire and they say the gigantic, big, huge, heaping businesses that are out there are bad. I disagree that all of them are bad. I believe that there are a controlling few as far as the large organizations are concerned without naming them directly. But the point being, if you want to see a middle class, you need to have small business capitalism engaging in second stage growth in order to compete with a lot of these different larger businesses. So our intention flat out is to end socialism. Capitalism works every single time. You don't hear about capitalist dictators. We plan on releasing the podcast, as I said. We're We're going to have 1 to 2 per week in the early stages based on how you're interacting as an audience and what you want to hear more of. We will continue to release at a more increased interval. So your feedback is key on what we're doing here. As far as the coordinating instructions, we work directly with Heroes Media Group. We also work with Thomas McPherson and McPherson Marketing Group. We work with Spartan Media and Jeremy Knopf. Each one of these are other veteran-led, owned and operated entities. We coordinate with them in order to help serve our clientele who may call on us. And again, we are your business quick reaction force. We can help you out in your time of need, and that's what we're here for. Our desired end state, I'll tell you, is to get up to 1 million listeners, and we want all of you to be owners of the 5-paragraph business plan, the book. We want to engage with you. We want you to be calling us. Each one of these assessments that we do, they're only 15 minutes. They're totally free. You're going to have an executive summary as well as the template that is found within the book. The template's always free. It's at the bottom of 5paragraph.com. We are going to help you out in order to get squared away. What we're hoping is that you digest the material, right? It's a 240-year-old, refined over the past 240-year methodology of conducting operations, all right? And we took this directly from the military and put in the business terminology where it belongs. Business terminology is relatively simple for a reason. Everybody needs to be on the same page as far as business terminology. Gross margin is gross margin. Your break-even analysis is a break-even analysis. These terms apply and directly fit within our very simple methodology. But again, it's intuitive. It is intended to be briefed orally. It is intended to be a call to action to a group of people in order to engage in a very serious matter. Okay, so being a patrol leader myself, I understand the serious nature of being downrange and leading somebody else's child into combat. I myself am a father of 4. I have middle schoolers all the way down to in diapers still, and I want to make sure that they are responsible, productive members of our society. And that is why I'm doing this. That is my daily motivation, is the look in their eyes. So as far as admin and logistics is concerned, we've broken it down into a baseline support plan. We're going to be relying on you guys, the audience, in order to share, in order to motivate others to use 5 paragraphs so that we're all on the same sheet of music. Again, this isn't something that we just popped out of our brains one day. 5-paragraph operations order has been our go-to resource that we used in the military. A lot of businesses have been founded using a 5-paragraph operations order. A lot of veterans are probably like, hey man, you're giving up our secret sauce right now. This is how we actually get stuff done. We can try to share with you all of the things that are necessary in order to be a highly efficient leader in the military. But it's really hard to convey across how much heart you have to have in order to lead under those terrible circumstances with zero oversight whatsoever. I think a lot of people have a misconception, and I would like to break this specifically here in a call out to you, the listener, primarily who have never served a day in uniform. And thank you for giving us a little bit of credence here and a little bit of your time. I would like to convey something across. You folks who pay credence to what we as veteran leaders, that being leaders in the military who achieved a leadership billet is what it's called, as well as leaders who are instructors who have the ability to make multiples, right? Who have the ability to convey knowledge to future generations. Those veterans that are out there that were highly motivated in the military, they wanted to be instructors, they wanted, to get the most out of their military experience. A lot of us, when we come out into this, call it civilian world, for lack of a better way to put it, we're looking for you folks who see the value in our leadership capabilities, who understand how to ask those right questions. Were you a leader? How many people were you in charge of? Were you an instructor? What level of instruction did you actually convey? Right? So I was an instructor in Quantico. I trained officers how to shoot primarily. I engaged in small unit leadership, tactics, and strategy. I also worked with enlisted personnel. I was an advisor downrange to Afghan local national forces. There are a number of different things that I've done in my background that I could list out on a resume, but it's very difficult to be able to convey that across, let's say, in an interview scenario. Now, I believe that we have cracked that nut with 5 paragraph. I believe that we are bringing that solid, motivated individual out into the forefront in a positive light by training primarily civilian workforces who have never served a day in the military. And that is excellent. That's outstanding that you folks are willing to reach out, take a chance. You know, it is a misconception by many that the military only works by somebody telling someone else what to do. That is not the truth. The military works in order to create individuals who are responsible for themselves and responsible for others, to be able to charge them with a duty to operate inside of a zone that they're not going to be able to have oversight on. They're looking for those responsible individuals with critical thinking ability, with problem solving capability, to be able to go out there and do the right thing when no one's looking. It's integrity, right? So the most freedom that I ever had in my life, honestly, was being a sergeant in Marines and being able to lead Marines and corpsmen downrange. And it is amazing the way that we can work together in phalanx. If you don't know the word phalanx, look it up. It's a heck of a lot harder to achieve than you would believe. And last but not least, command and signal. I've gone through my brief sheet here. Command and signal, you can find us always at 5paragraph.com. Our signal, 919-827-0898. 919-827-0898. That is going to get the office line. That's probably going to get you one of these phones, and you're going to be talking directly to me, because I truthfully, my greatest pleasure in the entire world is to talk to every business leader that comes through 5 paragraph. I am not joking. I love getting those phone calls. Do we have the ability to spread those phone calls across 5 paragraph? Yes, we do. I purposely want to get with you on the phone. I want to have a conversation with you. I want to know what your mission is. I want to know what the problem is. I want to know your team and support. I want to know the terrain and weather and any seasonal effects, and what time, space, and logistics breaks down in order to be able to achieve that mission. All right, we're going to work with you folks. I know that we can help you achieve success, get through those problems. All right, we're going to work with you on gaining this ability, that square one. It's highly intuitive. 5 paragraph, the breakdown, situation, mission, execution, admin, logistics, command and signal. This has been a breakdown that we have used for a very, very long time. All right. And I'm going to wrap it up here with this episode of the 5P podcast briefing, just with a little scenario. Okay. The next time you approach anything, all right, whatever it is, just think to yourself, intuitively, okay, this is a problem. Who are the people around me? What is the mission? How can we all work together to be successful in that mission? Here's the problem. Who are the people who can help me devise a mission and then coordinate with those people to be able to succeed in that mission? It is very intuitive. It is intended to be briefed to a group of people in order to go and take action. That's the whole point. Get 5 paragraph, go to 5paragraph.com right now, share across all of the social media spectrums. We've got our share buttons on there. We ourselves, yes, are active on Twitter primarily. You can engage with me directly, Michael J. Penny, on LinkedIn. We like engaging with you folks. We enjoy talking with you. We leave our messages open on purpose so that you can message us on Twitter. All right, so that we can engage with you directly. Feel free to befriend me on LinkedIn. Please do. I'd love to engage with you folks on LinkedIn. Give the office a call, 919-827-0898. You can also schedule a call with us right there on the homepage. You just go to 5paragraph.com. You can click on schedule, click on contact, you can click on training. Any one of those is going to get you to our scheduling. Right there, it on the homepage, it says our phone number so you can call us directly, and it has the scheduling link. Just click on schedule a call, and we'll get on the phone. And hopefully, I will have the ability to speak with each and every one of you directly. That is my intention. It is my absolute joy in this world to get with other small business owners seeking that second stage growth. Maybe you're looking to grow into those rural wildlife areas, need help as far as the stewardship. It's a difficult plan. You're speculating on some of these things. We're roughnecks. We're coming out of that roughneck community. We got the education along the path. We have a lot of very smart folks who work with us. And what it all boils down to is we can plan, execute, and coordinate all using a 5-paragraph business plan. It's very, very simple. It's very quick. It's very intuitive. It's directly to the point. And it takes very little training in order to get it so that you can start using and applying it. All right. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to try to keep it under 5 to 15 minutes on each one of these episodes. Just wanted to give you a solid introduction on me, Michael J. Penny, the host here for the 5P podcast. And hope you enjoy our briefings as we continue to move forward. Thank you so much for your time. Take care and be well.